Here we go. The long-awaited, let me just copy this link. Say something here over in the old, IFC. There we go. All right. Let's see here now. All right, so let's take a look at the speeds first. So we're going to take a look at the 757 today. So I have this ABCD. What do we got here? ABCD. Max takeoff thrust. Don't want to use that. We'll try like a 90% takeoff. I'm going to preface this video here by saying two things. One, I don't want to see anything reworked prior to the A330 rework getting finished. That's just my personal thing, and I think most of the guys at Virtual Blue would agree with me. So I don't think you can fuel dump on the 757 here. 30 plus 20. 5-1 up. All right, so we'll try flaps 5 because 7.5's got really good performance. Ref 30, 260. I'm going to just check max landing weight here because I don't think do I have a airspeed? EPR. Of course, we got EPR and not. We got EPR and not N1, which is what Laura needs to really to fix things. Oh, alternate mode, percent N1. There we go. All right then. Plus 1 VRF 30 plus 60. So we'll set up here. Just get flight assistant. Ready when you are, Captain. Outstanding. That's what I need over here. Let's get some real wind here. I don't know if I want to do like an online flight. I'm departing 22 left here in Boston right now. 130 at 7. I wonder if I almost should use 15 right just because. Let's go to Terminal C. I don't know if that's big enough for a 7.5. It might not be. I do not fly this plane, so you're going to have to bear with me. What do we got here? Delta, American, Ice Air, Northwest. I flew on a Northwest 7.5. I've flown on plenty of Delta 7.5s. Now, I wonder here, if I go to Northwest, no, do they all have, yeah, they all have winglets. Oh, wait, Monarch does not have winglets. I wonder if that makes a difference. What doesn't have winglets? DHL. Let's start with the winglets, and we'll go from there, because most 7.5s have winglets now. Do I want to fly this online? No, you know what? Let's go in and get the weather. And okie dokie. Let's do nav lights and belts. Okay. All right. What's the weight? What do we got for weight? What's the max landing? Let's see here. Oh, 196. It seems awfully low, no? Let's see. Yeah, 198. It's actually 198. 89.810. 89.8 tons, according to this 757 website. Both Pratt & Whitney and RB211, which we should have been a Pratt & Whitney plane, right? Yep, Pratt & Whitney. You can always tell Pratt & Whitney engines by this cooler here. I'll put the touches on for a second. The cooler on Pratt & Whitney engines is on the P, or pilot side, right? This cooler right here, if this was a GE engine, say if it was a 7.6, right, they look pretty similar. Sometimes the exhaust on the Pratt & Whitney is a little different, but the cooler, like if you were looking at a 747, Pratt & Whitney engines would have the cooler on this side, whereas the GE ones, well, see, that's not correct. That should be on the other side. That's something I learned. Anyways, I don't even know what the fuel burn is on this thing. Can you dump fuel on this? Yes, you can. Okay. All right. So let's crank her right on up to max takeoff weight. What do we got? 204 passengers. Let's get the cargo on up there. That seems quite a bit high. Synchronize. Let's take it right on up to max takeoff weight. You should burn that off in the taxi. I do like to keep the back loaded a little more than the front, so you get about 3,000 more pounds in the back than we do the front. It's just a personal thing of mine. So we're going to just take a look at the old takeoff chart here. And we'll do flaps. We'll start with flaps 5 on a nice long runway. Ref. All right. Flaps 5, 260. And we're looking for, I'm not sure what I don't know what the ABCD thing is here. Right. Anyways, 53, 57, 58. I'm not quite sure. Oh, here we go. Temperature, pressure, altitude. So we're at sea level, and so we're on an A. We're on A. That's what it was. Temperature, Celsius. So we're good there. We're good to go. All right. So 260. So 61, 65, 69. All right. So we shouldn't be able to get this thing off the ground before 165 knots. So let's set up here. Actually, it's 255. So I got to extrapolate. All right. So between 260 and 240, that's how many knots is that? That's 10 knots. Oh, sorry. Where am I? 5, flaps 5. So 8 knots. 8 knots and 7 knots. So we do 8 divided by 20.4 times 15, 6 knots on top at 153. So we're going to be 159. So 59, so we'll set up 159 minus 5 is 154. VR is 157. Add 6 is 163. V2 we will turn on because it's a Boeing. 162, so 7, so 6, so we'll just say 169 for safety. So we're going to look for, I got my handy dandy Boeing chart here. Boeing rotation for the 757-200. We're looking for 7 to 11 degrees initial, and then 15 degrees and V2 plus 15. All right, so V2 plus 15, so what do we got, 169. So it's going to be 170, 184. 184 is what we're looking for here. Set that in our speed bug. And let's just go ahead and call taxi. I don't know where I quite want to go yet. I wonder if we'll just go off of 15 left. and get the nice long runway. Let's get a flight plan filed here. It's easy taxi. And then what am I looking for? Fox, Borough. And look at the actual wind here. 144 at 7. Yeah, that's good enough. Foxborough. We'll just try to get up. You know what? We'll just fly to Highland and come back around for 1-5 left because we want a nice long runway. They're not using it. They're using 2-2 in real life, but for our testing purposes here, 1-5 left will work. Let me just grab a chart. Bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. It takes a little bit to prep for a flight, obviously, and when you're trying to do testing, I would normally do this in solo mode, but I want there to be wind. I want things to be, as close to normal as possible. So please bear with me. All right, then. Standard instrument departure, Highland 5, off of 1-5 left. No, 1-5 right, sorry, 3-3 left. 150, 131 to Fox. It's 141, so maybe we need to go to Alf. Let's see. Looking for 131. What am I doing here? I'm messing this all up. Alf needs to come down. 2. 132. Okay, so that's it. So basically take off, Alf, Fox, which is close enough. Do not exceed 210 until 520 feet. And then on depicted route to Highland. So it's Fox. It's not Borough, it's Boat. Fox, Boat, same difference. Here, Marb, Highland. Where's Manchester Airport? There we go. Highland should be up here somewhere. There it is. And then we could probably come, we'll climb up like we're going to Albany. We'll go direct Albany here. This will take about an hour. Let's see. I want to check this out. Just want to get a route in because we're gonna need to dump some fuel. Rebs, Logan 2 Glide, V270 CTR. Is that the right airport? There it is. Cape Air does that route. So let's just come out. Where's Highland? Let's come out here somewhere. Is that Manchester? Keene. So let's come out to Keene. Should be kind of a corner there, and then there it is. So we can go Keene. Try this crib seats. That's a little bit of an angle here. So let's use this one. That's a little bit better. Monster seats, double bases, J Fund. I need J Fund for 3-3 or 1-5 left. Right, 1-5 right. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good at this game. Bases, J Fund. Yep, bad car. Wachu. There's Wachu. Sam Adams Swig. And then I believe it's Woober. And then, yep. Woober, Maldi. I believe it's Maldi. 1-5 right. Woober, Maldi, Swig, Woober, Maldi, Zasmo. Maldi, Zasmo. And then KVOS. I should probably put a runway fix in there. Just so things are nice and straight. Get rid of the first waypoint. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. All right, so we've got our V-speeds in. I have no idea what kind of trim to use with this thing. Well, let's take it for a spin, huh? Push back. 15 right.
General Edwards Unicom, JetBlue 55, taxiing to runway 15 right.
Need to put a Delta call sign here. I think they stopped calling 75s heavy. They used to be heavy when I was a kid. Delta 9901. What a good looking plane this is, though. Seriously. Alright, I need to burn about 300 pounds before we can take off. Now, as I understand it, the dynamics on this thing are torque, so that when we do get in the air, there's going to be like a negative trim, or a negative deck angle. Flaps 5 degrees. And I'm going to get on a straightaway here and see. Let's set like 20 degrees of trim to see how that works. Well, first of all, it takes a lot to get going. Those engines are really powerful, and they're like, I should be already flying right now. So thrust to weight, just initially thrust to weight's kind of meh. Look at, I'm at 60% N1 on the ground here. I try to remember where the nose wheel is. It's kind of underneath where my seat is. I've already burnt almost 200 pounds of fuel. Alright, the ground speed stops immediately. That's interesting. Look at that, stopped me. Completely stopped. So this is probably need toga to take off with. How's my lineup? Oh, look at that. Pretty good lineup. What is going on here? Why do I need this much power? I don't have brakes on. Alright, so the ground's right off the rip, the ground stick is no good. Let's try leaving it at 10% and see if we keep. Nope. Ground speed's dropping right away. Alright, so we're within limits for takeoff. I almost wonder if I should use flaps 15 here. So I've got 43% N1, and this plane's not like it's slowing down. I have no idea what the fuel factor is on this thing either.
General Edwards Unicom, Delta 9901 is taking off runway 15 right, departing north.
Landing lights. Strobe lights. Approach is clear. First end is clear. I'm going to check the map here, just make sure nobody's inbound. Come on now. Jeez. I can see why this thing needs just the ground dynamics need a rework. Look at that. Barely going anywhere at 50% N1. I don't want to jam it to Toga. I'm gonna try for like 95 N1. Well, maybe I don't know about that either. This is gonna be interesting, ladies and gents. I'm gonna up that trim a little bit too and see what we get. I may not fly the full flight plan. I'm just gonna try to get her up over 10,000. Get her sped up a little bit. Maybe go up to like 240, see what happens. Alright, this is the longest runway in Boston. It's almost 11,000 feet long. I think it's 10,996 or something like that. Alright, let's do this. Alright, down the pike. Hold the brakes. 50%. Coming right on up. 85. Let's go to like 90. I'm going to use like 95 here. Just because we're loaded. I got downward stick here, down stick. Checks. I'm going to activate the flight plan, damn it. Oh no, come on. I was looking for gear up. Gear up. There we go. Alright, so let's see. Let me get 15 degrees here. Wow. 46. Well, I know the 7.5 climbs at good speed, but I'm going to try to set up 184 is what I'm looking for, so let's get looking at that. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, come on. Come on. Alright, so I would have needed like... There's the 15 degrees. So 105, 107% power, 92% actual power. No, that's too much. Alright, so let's thrust reduce now at 4,000. I can't even... I'm on almost all the way up trim. I can't even keep it up. Alright, so thrust reduction, 78%, 98% N1. Let's get her coming down, nose down here. I didn't even get on the old nav. Alright, that's a decent enough. I mean, I know this thing climbs like a homesick angel, but that was a little extreme. Like, the FPV should never be above. So I should be able to hold 10 degrees and, like, have taken in some power for that to... Alright, so flaps 1 degree. Flaps 1 degree. Flaps 0 degrees. I'm not 100% sure I was on my retraction schedule, but I digress. I mean, it handles pretty, like, I mean, 7.5 is supposed to handle like a sports car. It is a sports car. I mean, I don't know why they stopped making it. Get it on to like 8 degrees. Right up to 290. Landing lights off. We're down to 5 degrees here. We're looking for 290 knots. Now this is, right here, this is an issue right here. See that? That flight path vector should not be, especially while we're this heavy. That shouldn't be happening like that. And now. Okay. Whoa. Hey now. So usually Boeing's climb at 280 to 290. I'm going to assume, guesstimate, just because I don't have the paperwork for it, that the 7.5 climbs at 290, because it's a bigger plane. And auto thrust speed, flight level change. Set flight level 240. Set flight level 240. Alright. Already, like that, I'm doing 2,000 feet a minute up. I should have more up angle. So that's not real. I'm going to pop in a sim brief real quick and see what it's got to say about, what are we burning for fuel here? 3,000 already. Was I close to, was I at least close to retraction? VREF30 plus 40. 195, I should have been flaps 1. And then 215 flaps up. Yeah, so that's, yeah, so I was close. I was close. 30 plus 40 and 30 plus 60. Alright, so we need to get down to, what is it, 190 for landing? Oh, I can't see the weight and balance, can I? Damn. Well, shikes. Alright, so this is an issue, right? We're doing 2,000 feet a minute up at 16,000 feet where things are a little bit, let's release the passengers. Actually, you know what? Let's keep them in their seats because this is a test flight. Okay. So 190, I think. So it's 8 knots. So that's 4. So 129 should be VREF. VREF30 should be 129 at 190 knots. Or 190,000 pounds. So this right here. That's no. Because now watch if I come down to like 1,800 feet or 1,800 feet a minute. Get that trim coming down. I mean, took everything I had to hold it upwards. I'm gonna just pop into sim brief real quickly and see if I can't see what the old climb deal is here. So do I have a 757 in there? I do not. Alright, so I'm just gonna do a regular 757. Alright, I need 757 just to see what the climb speed is. 752. Alright. So, yep, 290 to 0.78. Same thing on the descent. And then it's either Mach 80, it's Mach 80 on the cruise. Alright. Like this tells me we're going to have a nose down angle once we hit 240, which we're going to hit pretty quickly. Like that's okay. The 7.5 climbs like a homesick angel, so that's not a big deal. But the angles here are definitely, you know, that needs work for sure. I don't want to dump fuel. I want to get level at the altitude here and see what it looks like going down the pike, so to speak. Let's make sure we do that first. So issues: ground stick. It takes a lot of power to move on the ground. I could do another test. It could have been because we were heavy, but still, like 757 engines are really powerful. Then rollers and the Pratts. I mean, the whole power to weight on the 7.5 is like ridiculously good. That's why it's such a good airplane for so many different missions. Oh, there's Lawrence. Should be out the right wing here. Heading up the island. Yeah, this flight path vector, that should, we should be at about 3 or 4 degrees, maybe even 5 nose up. The thrust isn't holding, so that needs a little tweak. 2,000 to go. What do we got for fuel burn here? Jeez. 15,000 an hour. Airlines wouldn't fly it if it was that. It should be more akin to I would imagine it should be more akin to an A320. A little more than an A320. So an A320 burns like anywhere between 45 and 65 an hour. This thing should be somewhere, I would imagine, in the 7,500 range. Alright, 1,000 to go. Let's reduce that vertical speed right on down. Island, and let me see what my options here. 6 minutes and 14 seconds. I might try to cut it off and go to double bases here. But we do need to be at the lower end on the star because it's a 1-5 right approach. And what do we want? Malby 17, so Wilbur at 3. Okay, fund. Launch the seats 280, 210. Double is above 17,000. So we're going to be Watch 7, Bad Car 250. Sticking some VNAV here. And then, yeah, Swig. So we'll descend to 3 and go to 190 at Swig. 170 to Malby. Now the ref, I'm not quite sure what the ref's going to be here. So I'm going to edit my flight plan a little bit. Limit base is above 14, chase fund above 9, 7,000. So I'm going to try to bring her around a little bit here to double. So it looks like a good there we go. Get rid of this. EN. Alright, so it's almost got, now if I sped up, it's even 0.75 miles, so let's go to 300 knots here, which would probably be the cruise. I didn't go up to 28,000, but yeah, no. That's not how that should look at all. Like that's not, no. So I see what guys are complaining about on the IFC. Alright, so we've got 11 minutes to go. come down. I need to dump off some fuel. 10,000 an hour. Maybe it's a little bit high, but not that bad. Let's see what we got for load. I need to get. Ooh, there we go. Let's start dumping so I can get the landing weights. Boston still 130 at 7. Okay, 198 I think is the landing weight. Let me grab a VREF. So let's go VREF 30. What did I say? Yeah, 129, 4 knots. So 129 plus half. 7, so 3, 130. 132. So we're going to go for a 132 VREF. And we're going to go ahead and start down now. At or above 17,000 at double. Throttle's a little slow, but they've been fixing those. Alright, where's my flap extension schedule here? Up, ref bug, 30 plus 80, so 129 plus 80. So 210 will be flaps 1. And then we want 20 knots off that. 210 times 20, so 190 will be flaps 5. And then we'll go ahead and plug on down. So 210 for 1. 190 for 5. 170 for flaps 20. And then it will be, yeah, you'll be coming down after. So 170 for flaps 20. And that's assuming we're going to be 198. Let's try to do a direct double here. Okay, we're going to drop right in on the old Star Rooski. That's not comfortable for passengers. That I can tell you. That's. I did this once on an A330 or A320 where we were going downhill at. You get direct bases off that. Direct J funds. Jeez. Double was above 17, if I remember right. Above 17. Bases is above 14. Let's just go J funds. Direct. Bad car was 250. Above 9. Alright, so we're almost to landing weight down here. This is gnarly. Let's see if I can straighten this bad boy out a little bit. Direct J funds. Join the J fund 2. Runway 15 left arrival. Or runway 15 left transition. Go ahead, announce inbound landing 15 right. We will make a, kind of doing a right traffic-ish type of thing. I'm just going to say straight in. Alright, so this is uncomfortable for passengers here. I mean, we should be fairly level, if not a couple degrees, it's too much downhill. Try to neutralize that trim there a little bit. 18, above 14. For J funds. should be coming into max landing weight here in just a second. So this is insane. That is an insane down angle. That's like, it's like a friggin' fighter jet getting ready to go bomb something. All right, so we're at 196. So we'll be at, what did I say, 195, half of the weight. 190, so 129, 96, 5, 8 divided by 20, 0.4 knots per 1,000 pounds, times 15, 6 knots. So 131 is ref for us right now. Roughly 131. About 14. Slowing to 250. Now, another thing here. This speed should not be coming off like this. Absolutely not. That shouldn't be coming off like that. And we're going to 7. Downhill, 2,000 feet a minute in a... Now, see this? Is I only have... I'm being warned on my fuel here, so that's a little wonky. There, ooh, yep. There we go. Didn't descend soon enough. Gotta come up to 210 here. It's gonna crank us right downhill for, how can you be above 14 and then be at 7 a minute and a half later? And the passengers are now throwing up and praying. Get back to that VREF calculation here. Alright, what did I say? 6 knots. 131. $131. 211. So we're going at 210, so we're going to go full. I'm going to go the first notch here. Landing lights. Landing lights. That's good though. I mean, the speed, I should be fighting the spoilers right now. That's a feature I would like to see, having, you know, multiple positions on the spoilers. Now see, I'm at 214, so I can pull that back in. And we need to get right on down to $210. When I plug in there? Yeah, no, that's right. Flaps 1. That's right. Flaps 1 degree. Flaps 1 degree. Swig. It's 4,000. We're going to 3. Let's go to 1,800. Now, see, I'm holding 215 here with 8% on the throttle. Should not be doing that. I shouldn't be coming downhill like this, that's for sure. Alright, what did I say? Half of 7's 3 knots. We'll go with 4. We'll go with 3 for now. 31 plus 3 is 35. Maldi and Jasmine, 131 plus 3. See, I'm
General
still.
Edward Unicom, Spirit Wings 103, taxiing to runway 9.
9? Yeah, they are using 9 today. Now, why is it pulling power for that? That's a little strange.
General Edwards Unicom, Delta
Slow up that
9901 is
descent rate and
41
see what we
nautical
get
miles
here.
to the northwest at 3,900 feet, inbound for landing, will make straight in for runway 15 right.
Coming back to 190. Flaps 5 degrees. Whoa, okay. Locking in. 17.3 track miles to go. They say select 20. Yeah, select 20 at that. For your F30 plus 40. Select 20 from 5. And that will be and that'll be drop the old wheels and go from there. So this is good here, but we're not descending either, so I like to think there would be a little bit more angle. Try to neutralize that trim a little bit, right? Get a recalibration in there. And what they would say is you are 3 miles from Woburn. Cross Woburn at or above 3,000 feet. Clear the ILS 15 right approach. Maintain 170 or greater to Maldi. And that is what we were going to do. That is exactly what we are going to do. So I'm going to start bringing it back now. Flaps 20 degrees. Flaps 20 degrees. Flaps 20 degrees. Yep. There's an interesting little deal there. And glide slope's coming. Whoa! Look at that. That's interesting.
General Edward Unit.
Okay, 1 dot high or 1 dot low, rather. So let's start moving downhill. The wind swish. Well, still 130 at 7 on the ground.
General Edward Unicom, Spirit Wings 103 is taking off runway 9, departing south.
So this is not a thing. This is bad. That's not. Am I centered? Yeah, I'm centered. That doesn't happen. I'm gonna go sailing above that glide slope. This is gonna be interesting when I get to Maldi and drop the rest of the. Bump the spoilers for a second, get back on the glide. There we go. Usually like to call inside of Maldi. Okay, here we go. Gear down.
General Edwards Unicom, Delta 991
Gear down.
is on final, runway 15 right.
Gear. Coming off nav. Whoa! Holy cow! it's sailing above. Now, Boeing planes come in pretty flat, to be quite honest. But not at a negative angle. Boeing planes usually would come in probably around 1 or 2 degrees, and then they flare to 5 degrees or so. I can't get a good. Okay. There it is.
1,000.
All right. I still should have more up angle on me here. I'm right at ref because we got a crosswind. I need to slide left a little bit. This is, I wonder if I should use the flap 25 speeds for flaps 30. Because this is in the thing. Still need to slide left a little bit more to get into that wind. It's going to clock around on me now. The old infinite flight wind clock around.
500.
At 195, we're right on the money on the weight and the ref.
400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Oof. Oh! Couldn't even get the flare on that. It was really hard to pull. Ouch. My pride is wounded. So, this plane definitely needs a rework, there's no doubt about it. Oh, how's your... Okay. Alright. Okay. Yeah. Flaps 0 degrees.
General Edwards Unicorn, Delta 9901, crossing runway 22 right.
This plane 100% needs a rework. I tried to pull that, I'm at 60% trim. I tried to pull for the flare. No dice. It was like, nope, you can't pull. You're going to just slam into the ground right here. So it's a fight, obviously, to keep the nose down in the right direction. Yeah, I mean, the speeds kind of work. Maybe I should have used the flaps 25 ref, or maybe no, because that would be a faster speed. So maybe I use the flaps 30 ref with the flaps 25 speed there. Why is he at terminal C? Although I can't really talk now. See here again, I'm using 50% throttle just to get around on the ground, which is, I could see if I was a loaded 777. Let's just get to a gate here and shut down. I have no idea what this even looks like. So this used to be the the Delta side when I was a kid. And I can't even park this thing right. That's good. That's real good. All right. Oh, never did turn off my lights. I'm breaking all my rules today. All right, shut this thing down and let's talk about it. So we were right on ref, and that was a thing. Under 3%, lights off, let them out. Wow, too much lift. That seems to be the issue. Too much lift, if there is such a thing. There should be no nose down angle at cruise. You shouldn't be diving at 200. She needs to tweak it. I don't know if she needs to make it feel heavier, I guess. Would that the word be? Feel heavier? It is a sports car of a plane. But obviously the takeoff speeds worked okay. In the same token, I haven't flown it much, so I didn't really have a good power setting to really go by. So I would say 94%.
General Edwards Unicom,
With a
Alpha
full load
Sierra
and
Victor Alpha
adjust
148,
accordingly.
taxiing to runway 15 right.
Adjust accordingly. I don't know how long it takes Laura to do this. She's amazing. Almost all the other planes fly by the numbers in the charts that we have. For instance, here's the numbers we use today, right? But if I go into 737, like this one even has V speeds, right? So here's the flap speed schedule. But if I go and look at there is a fuel burn here that is almost exactly what it should be. Is this it? Max climb and one bleeds en route climb. Yeah, so like this, for instance, right? The en route climbs and fuel burns. So this is almost exactly correct. So if you're at, I don't know what that is. So say you're in a 737-700 and you're at 39,000 at 60 tons, which would be 125,000 pounds or so, 123,000 pounds. You're going to burn 2,200 per hour or so, roughly. Like this is the N1. She gets that almost exactly right. Same thing for the A330, right? Flies right by the speeds. I don't really have good V1 speeds. The E190, for example, flies the flaps full speed you can't use, but if you put the flaps all the way down in the E190, you can use the flaps 5 speed as VREF, and it works out to be just right. And I've confirmed that with a real world A320 pilot. Let me go into my routes folder here, and we'll take a look at some other planes. So 787, same thing. These speeds work really well. With adjustments you get for the 787-9. The trim setting obviously is not, or center of gravity. It's a little different, I guess you could say. But the V speeds work well. The VREF works well. It's a testament to how good Laura actually gets it that it works. I believe I've been told by my good buddy Aquila that the Dash 8 speeds work very well. His takeoff tables and whatnot. MD-11. Trick to the MD-11 and DC-10. Use flaps 35 on your landing and be a little bit faster. I even have DC-10 speeds here somewhere. I know I have 2 of those. I don't need 2 of those. Delete. That's not in the right folder. Oh, look. Almost a year ago that we came to, almost a year ago we did, started talking about in-flight ops, which is now a reality. Let me see. The A320 The A319, 20, and 20, the A319, 18, and 20 fly by these numbers exactly. The A321 is a little messed up right now. Not like 757 messed up, but it is a little messed up. She moved a little bit of the weights around, and it doesn't fly as good by these numbers anymore. Right here, these ones, flaps 2, flaps 1 per weight. Excuse me. So at any rate, where are the? I know I had MD11 or DC-10 speeds. Here we go. DC-1030 performance. Is it this way? Yeah. So there's the DC-1030 takeoff speeds. These work really well. And again, I would recommend flaps 35 for landing. I don't know why that opens in documents. I don't like how that does that. At any rate, let's see if I put it in here. Oh, okay. See if it still opens the. There we go. That's better. And then there's the ref. Yep. So these work pretty well. The ref is flaps 50, and you do ref plus 10 on the approach of 35. So obviously the 757 needs a rework. I really would prefer that the A330 get finished first, but if they can tweak this without having too much trouble, kind of like they did with the A330, I'm sure everybody in the community would appreciate it and fly it a little bit more. So thanks for tuning in, and appreciate you guys taking a look.